Hi everybody, it's Dara, and if you've been following, you've seen that I've been decluttering, the last of what I call my extreme sport decluttering, to live a life that's clean, clear, and bright. I love to stay current, right? Like I love to pursue my latest dreams. And in doing so, I know that I need to let go of old ones in order to welcome in the new ones coming true. So where I used to be a jewelry designer and I loved it, I don't do that anymore, so I had to let go of my entire jewelry studio. I have spent the past 5 years decluttering my home, my bedroom, my daughter's room, the kitchen. I was a private chef. I didn't need all of the equipment anymore. I have done the garage, and the studio has been an ongoing process where we're sitting now. This entire studio is decked out with drills and wax carving station and torches and you name it. But when I realized that my passion and my mission on this planet is to help people to understand that what we put in our mouths makes such a difference in how we live our lives. It not only can promote optimal beauty, optimal weight, but it actually can prevent disease. So I could spend hours making jewelry, but if I spend hours making videos about it, I can help thousands of people, and that is my mission. So in doing that, I have let go of things that were valuable. I have let go of things that I am good at, all to welcome in the opportunity to do what makes my soul and heart happy at this moment. So that's one of the reasons I declutter. Another one of the reasons that I declutter and let go of things to welcome in new opportunities is to welcome in new energy. So sometimes you'll hear me say, or my friends will hear me say, something happened, I feel bad, I feel sad, and the minute I think about moving energy, I get up and I move energy. What does that mean? I move the sofa, I move the rug, I take the junk drawer, I put it on the kitchen counter, I start getting rid of things. I'm moving energy. I'm moving energy that got stuck. I open the windows in my home, I go through the house, and I breeze through and put on my feng shui eyes and take a look at what has landed where it doesn't belong. I put it all in the middle of the room, and I start to go through and discard of what somehow landed there. So moving energy is my way of moving emotions, moving out of sadness, moving out of depression, moving out of loneliness, moving out of anger. I feel it. It's not that I am numbing the emotions, but in my opinion, it's one of the best ways to move through things for me. That doesn't involve shopping or drinking or smoking or whatever a lot of people do, or having sex. There's a lot of things that humans do to numb what they're feeling. A lot of people do. There's billion-dollar industries on how to numb, right? How to numb ourselves. And I think having fun is great, but I think in partaking in those kinds of things as a celebration is good, not to avoid our feelings. So in moving energy, the reason I'm making this video is to let you know that things do happen to you during and after. During when I'm doing it, it's exhausting, but it's also, there's an adrenaline surge because I now have a goal. Everything's been pulled out into the middle of the room, and my project is do it until it's done, until everything's gone, until the last object that doesn't belong is out of the house. And that takes mental attention, because you might think, well, should I keep this picture? I don't really want to hang this picture. Who should I give it to? And you start thinking of all these ways you can discard of the object. The easiest thing to do is put it in the car and drive it to Salvation Army, but perhaps there's something that's too valuable. So there's a lot of mental stuff that goes on. There's physical, because you're physically moving a lot. And there's also the spiritual, because there is energy that's being moved. When you remove, let's say you rip out of a journal pages on something you wrote that was negative, you're taking that energy and you're getting rid of it. That energy is getting disturbed. It's like if I took that rug, if that rug was covering this floor and all the furniture was on it, the guitar, the vases, the books, the energy that got stuck with it, the energy attached to those things, the people attached to those things, because the objects represent the people who gave them to you, the people who remind you of that time in your life. There's so much loaded into an object. It's fascinating. So you take the rug, and it's like everything gets piled in, and you lift it up, and things are flying. Some things out the door, some things get put back, some things, just everything. The energy is up. And so when that happens, I want to kind of let you know what happens to you when that happens. There's a chance that after the adrenaline, when all that is done and you've done your work, you're going to have a lot of emotions addressing the things. You might think of past loved ones, and you might feel guilt, and you might feel passion, and you might feel sorrow, and you might feel anger. You could be all these emotions, but when you're finally done, you're kind of exhausted. And you might feel frazzled. When I got done, it was fascinating. I was on such a high when I was decluttering. And at 12 o'clock on Saturday night, I finished. In that Saturday, I made a video from the new More with Dara, because we're moving the whole camp over to a new site. I made a video for the original one. I made 2 for YouTube, because I wanted to share with you guys what happens, you know, what my motivation is to do this. And then I was on a high. I had all the jewelry on. I was having so much fun. And the next day, I crashed. And I had a headache, and I was tired. Now, granted, I did do a juice and almond milk thing for days because I didn't want to be in the kitchen. I wanted to focus on finishing, but I did feel detoxy, but not just physically from the juicing. I felt kind of frazzled. I felt as if I kept talking about when you remove a sofa that makes you feel sad, bad, poor, if it's ripped or dirty, and you say, I have faith that I will get a new sofa. Someone will give me one. There'll be an inexpensive one on Craigslist. I'll all of a sudden come across a beautiful sofa that's right for me. When you move that sofa out, there's a hole there, right? There's a vacuum. And what I felt after I did all this decluttering was like there was a hole, and then the edges were kind of ragged, like jagged, like just not comfortable. It's almost like I could visualize putting coconut oil around the edges and soothing it. I realized that I was sensitive. We might get sensitive to what other people say. We might have energies coming out us to kind of test us if we're going to allow garbage back in. Maybe not a physical piece of garbage, but maybe somebody comes in that's not quite right and doesn't belong in your life. They might show up. So what I'm suggesting is that we kind of keep to ourselves, that we don't welcome in anything new for a while. Any people, any food that doesn't belong, any new things from, just keep the vacuum for a little while. And the way, so you might feel, these are the things you might feel: tired, emotional, vulnerable, frazzled, other emotions, and then the things that I do to soothe it, to put the coconut oil around the edges of the vacuum, is I spend time alone. I rest. I know that I might not be in my most stable point of reference to communicate beautifully with other people. I let them know what I've just done and that I feel a little shaky or not on solid ground right now. I might play soothing music. I might take a bath. I will take a bath. I always take baths every day. Light a candle. Light some sage to cleanse. Open the windows. I make myself beautiful tonics, obviously. My Energy Tonic is available on my website. It tastes like coffee. It has chocolate and amazing Chinese herbs that soothe the nervous system and uplift us. I've been making them with a Capresso frother, so they are like a cappuccino. I'm going to show you. I'm going to make a video. And then the other thing that you might do if you like to do this is write down the things that come up for you. It's fascinating. And process it and know that it's okay to feel a little down, a little exhausted. And replenish yourself however you know how to. And it's totally normal. It's like the things that I would want people to know when they did a juice cleanse or a raw food detox. If you go from eating pizza and hamburgers and then you go directly to eating a lot of greens, you might feel a little tweaky. You might get angry. You might feel emotional. You might get really tired. And what's wrong with being tired? What's wrong with continuing through the detox or decluttering process so that you can get the things out? If you're not willing to feel those bad symptoms, then you're just holding it all in. And you will be fat with emotion, fat with stuff, fat with things, toxins that you're not willing to let go. So there is no other way through it but through it. And in the through it, there are emotions. There's a lot of people who numb themselves, right? So we want to be one of those people who are brave and willing to walk through it. And I'm here on the other end telling you that I did crash and I did feel tired. And I don't think I could have made it. I could have made a video yesterday. You would have been like, "Ooh, what happened?" You were so vibrant the day before, and that's what happened. I'm tired, and that's okay. So I wanted to just let you know that all of the emotions, feel them, and just know that it's okay and it will pass. And lie down if you have to. And definitely drink green juices. Get some soups and smoothies in you. If you can manage to get my soups and smoothies ebook and do one of those a day and get rid of 9 items a day, your life will change. So I just wanted to let you know, if you're feeling sad, stuck, depressed, you can't break through something, one of the best things to do is get rid of something. I will see you guys really soon, and definitely get your greens and your decluttering on.